Okay.
Okay.
You see it now? Look at it. Look at it. What? Oh, guys, I'm telling you, I'm going to sneak a camera over there for you.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? What's the matter? Did you have some form of aggravation today?
What? Yeah, all day long.
Unnecessary aggravation.
That's right.
It's the best kind.
No, the worst kind.
There is no good kind. But, you see, depending on how you look at it, it could be, if you follow some of the Eastern traditions. I really must step in the room here. And if you follow some of the Eastern philosophies, you realize that every encounter with challenging circumstance, oh, so another angel got his wings. Nothing.
What? Nothing what?
My phone made a noise, and I said another angel got his wings.
Yeah, and?
And you didn't even react. I mean, it was like,
Because
I thought,
I'm listening in the headphones.
I see. Oh, you're monitoring the
Feed.
The feed.
Hey, Pat Romano's still out of jail.
Hey, good. You gonna make it to the weekend? Anyway,
I don't know how he was sneaking messages. It's like he knows how.
He's probably got a
sneak
bootleg
things.
account or something. He's got, And the truth is, we don't want to know. But
Okay.
what we do want to know is that you're going to come Friday, and all of you, all out there, are going to have your resolutions ready for the year. We'll read them off.
Oh, thank you, Pat.
Oh, look, new for you. What, ready? Not green, but red. Like Sammy Hagar. Thank you.
It looks, ooh, yeah.
Right? Nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, sometimes it's good for you to have the delay. Okay, so, yeah, thank you. Thank you. So, I'm all about the show being funny and positive and uplifting and all that stuff. And I'm not going to get any bit away from that, but I got to tell you something. It never ceases to amaze me how people can't change. I just don't understand. Anyway, what?
Thank you, Kitty.
You like that red, Kitty? Anyway, I never fail to be disappointed in the way people behave in this business. And, if I was doing a tell-all, I would tell you all what's going on. But suffice it to say that you hear me talk about what a different, that it's like a family, or it's like that. Well, man, it's more like a family than you want to know. Some of the absurd shit that you would tell me about your family, or I would tell you about mine.
Thank you, Michael.
I think the red is it's the red part.
There you go.
And you do rock. Thank you. You would think that after years you would figure out a good formula for avoiding professional bullshit. And this business is it's a cesspool of...
I think it's just people in general.
People in general?
Yep.
Well,
the thing you're talking about.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess the other people in their personal lives would go through, whatever injustices or whatever.
You're talking about, you don't know how this person was before because you never met them before.
I've still never met them.
So, what do you mean they never change?
No, I guess what I mean is that you're probably the same kind of asshole that you were 40 years ago.
If not, you've turned over a new leaf,
Yeah,
and it's an asshole leaf.
Yeah. But I mean, listen, I don't want to...
We don't want to go that way.
But you can see, we're holding auditions.
Yes.
Keith's out there nervous. He's like, oh. See in
How
the
do you
room?
know that? Where do you see Keith?
What? I don't see him. I feel him.
Ah. You know what?
What?
What's
Ooh,
good?
I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea. Anyway, just wanted to purge a little bit there.
And it's not a pro. It's an unprofessional
No, it's a pro.
asshole.
It's a pro.
A pro asshole.
Prophylactic.
Okay, anyway, tonight on the show...
Tonight on the show, Jim
Yeah.
Garcia.
The bass player and singer for
For the
Nerds.
Now, I'm not going to... It's never been about this being an interview or doing that kind of thing. He's probably watching me rag this other asshole, and now he's not going to come on the show. No, I am not ragging anyone.
No.
I think we should all try to get along.
Well,
Little doggy.
when you try to get along and the other person doesn't want to, then you got no choice.
Well, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
That's right.
So, anyway.
Okay, so Jim Garcia will be in any minute.
Yeah, we're waiting for Jim. And I hope you enjoyed Angus's beautiful Pictionary that I never got. But anyway, I mean, the Nerds, man. I remember hearing about the Nerds like in the 80s. I mean, they played all over the place. I don't remember where they started, though.
Oh, he's Jim Spaz Garcia.
Oh,
of
Jim
the Nerds.
Spaz. Right, because they each had a name. Spaz, Dork.
Right.
And how did you get to pick your own name? Or were you
You'll have to
named
ask
by
him
others?
that.
Well, yeah, just don't let me forget, because...
I personally missed that chapter in history.
The Nerd chapter?
The Nerd
It was the
chapter.
80s, guys.
Yeah,
we
so-
missed the whole 80s.
We did. That's
So,
okay.
I haven't gotten any panic text from good old Angus, but I'm looking forward to this. We're going to have a nice time tonight.
So yes, I think they're from like New Jersey or.
I would think they were from Jersey.
Thank you, Tom Heinisch.
Oh, T. Heinisch.
T-Hein.
Glowing red for you, my brother. Ooh. I got all kinds of new stuff planned. Because I had this thing that I had to do. You saw the Roy Orbison footage that I played.
Well,
And,
the Burning Kelton Band.
Yeah, it's the Roy Orbison documentary footage.
Oh, and Sue says, yeah, it's the same in the hairstyling industry sometimes.
Oh, I happen to know that, by the way. I happen to know that. I had the same girl doing my hair for 25 years.
And what's that got to do with assholes?
Do you remember who that was without
Yes, I
saying?
do.
So do you know exactly what it's got to
Yes, I
do? Jeez. Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, the truth is, if everybody tried to find the high road and take the high ground and communicate properly, there'd be a lot less bullshit. But there's all this stuff. Oh, no, me, freedom, my freedom, my this, my space. It's our world, dude. And unfortunately, you all have to live in it with each other.
Well,
so you can make that hard or you can make that easy, but...
And then you have the cowards that, won't.
Or are we coward? You're calling coward on people now?
Oh, yeah, this dude's a coward. He's a coward.
Wow,
He
sit
would
back. I
not-
think we're about to have another tornado here in
would-
Fort Myers.
He would not even... He called.
No,
but he
you
would
can't. No,
not
you're not
listen.
actually going to be factual about
I'm
it, are you?
factual.
No, don't.
He's a coward.
Hey,
And
Cowardice.
you know who you are.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so anyway, it's not Jim
See,
Garcia from the Nerds.
Taylor Swift does nothing on us.
That's right. Okay. So,
So what?
Laurie Richardson just joined in.
Laurie Richardson. This is just a... Hello, Lori. This is just a small sample of what you can expect Friday night for the New Year's Eve party. I mean, you hear that racket? Shut up, you people!
Is that what they sound like in
where?
Greenland?
We're not doing Greenland.
What land are we doing?
We're doing we're doing the Azores, but
right, the Azores.
New Year's Eve in the Azores, guys.
Yeah.
Like nothing you've ever experienced before. I promise you that. We're gonna get crazy. We're having New Year's Eve-stivus. No, we're not having that. What we are having...
We're having a new year.
We are having a new year. So yeah, bring your resolutions. Try not to make them be, epic poems, but my resolution is, and we'll discuss them with our panel of educated people.
That's right.
And going to be some changes around here for next year. I can't believe, man, 2021, 2022. Mm-hmm. That was like a song by Sager and Evans, wasn't it?
I don't know who that is.
Pat Romano, please chime in. See if we had...
Tim McCullen's already giving his resolution.
No, Tim, keep it. Because first of all, you're going to break it before New Year's, so don't do that. Well, and especially not on my show, please. Don't break it. But we want to know, we're going to, believe me, I mean, you can, if you
Chris Chanel, 2112?
2112.
What's that mean?
No, not 2112.
The new year?
Trying to identify the song.
What song?
That I saw. When I said Zager and Evans.
Oh. Scott Stimpson, 2525? Rush, 21?
Yeah, no. In the year 2525. Yeah, Zager and Evans.
Okay, Zager and Evans.
Every time I think of anything to do with 2020, 2018,
I think
it's
of
just
that
like...
TV show.
What TV show?
2020.
Okay. You don't
Barbara
watch that.
Walters?
We don't watch that.
You what? But I still
But you think about it?
Yeah, no.
Well, Angus, are you guys still working it out, or? Cause this is what they call stretching.
Yeah, it's a stretch.
Stretch.
This is like a normal Monday or
No,
Wednesday.
it's a Tuesday.
I know, but this is what we do.
Oh, so are you talking about us now?
Yeah, us.
Oh, this is okay.
We don't need to stretch.
Well, no, but I would have had something to play.
So yes, is Scott Stimpson right? 25-25?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, Zager and Evans.
Scott.
Very, very good. So, next Monday, by the way, I'll just, get this in here. Brad and Colby will be back. They haven't been here for a couple of Mondays because it's holiday time in the fantastic jewelry business. Mm-hmm. So they've taken the past 2 Mondays off, but they'll be back. That we are retooling their show. And so that's one of many of the surprises that...
and we still love Jason's Deli.
We still do love Jason's Deli.
Yes, we do.
And Scott and Diana Willis. If you're down at one of... there's Jason's Delis everywhere. And I'd like... And, it's Diana and Scott that are... They're sponsoring the show, but every Jason's anywhere or where anybody that has a Jason's are benefiting. So if you happen to go into a Jason's, I don't know. Hey, Steve said, Diana said, get the fuck out of here. Okay, so bad idea. But if you go there, enjoy it. It really is, especially if you know what good deli food is.
It's the real deal.
It's exceptional. It's exceptional. And then we want to shout out to our friend Dee Dee, who sent us a pizza. Who mails a pizza?
She didn't mail it.
Well, she had it delivered.
She had it delivered and even paid the tip. So
Wow.
yeah, that was good.
Okay. All right. Let me check that.
Oh, Chris says there's a Jason's in Rhode Island.
There is a Jason's in Rhode Island. You should go there, man. And I know you will carry out the mission. I know you will let them know that you heard about it on this very show.
Oh, and now they're saying that's right. Once an asshole, always an asshole. You can't change stupidity. LOL.
No, you can't fix stupid. But
And then Michael Newton says truth. That's right. Truth.
Yeah,
Words.
Word. All right. Anyway, here comes our good friend James Garcia.
Jim.
It says James, Jim. What is it? Is it James,
Jim.
Black,
Jim.
White.
Is his name Jim Cherry?
Oh God.
There's
Help
a Jim
us.
Cherry that's watching.
Help us, please.
Okay, where's he at?
Here he comes.
Oh.
There he is. Here he comes. There he is.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
Well,
I don't have
so
a background like you do.
you don't have a background like I do?
No, I have this fake desk and guitar background.
And the fake
Yeah,
wife.
but
We just saw the fake wife too.
First, yeah, we saw the ghost of the wife, or
No,
But listen. Before we go anywhere else, is that a Gretsch? I'm having
yeah, it's a Gretsch. Yeah,
which one?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'll check.
see, this is what we're about here, kids. On the show, we're learning stuff, and
Electromatic.
electromatic. Very nice.
It's a green one.
Yes, it's a gorgeous color. It really is. No, it really is. I mean, do you play that, or do you just have it because it's cool?
No, I play it just for fun. I play one of these, and
The J bass.
I actually bought that with my first summer job in 1974.
That's a 74
Yeah,
or earlier.
yeah.
Wow,
Nice.
But now I'm a Spectre guy.
that's nuts. It's in good shape too. You kept it nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you scream at people if they get too close to it?
No, they can touch it. They can look at it. It only goes till 10, but it works.
That's amazing, man. That's a beautiful axe. I love a precision or a J bass. There's just something about that Fender sound because it works for everything. It's probably the most versatile solid body bass out there. But anyway, we're getting into strange land, and yeah. So what's happening in Nerdville?
Nerdville is alive and well.
All right.
I'm glad to hear that, man. Because I remember you guys I remember, especially the '80s. I think is when you guys I first started seeing you in the papers, and you guys. I mean, that's an amazing thing that you did. You found something that's like all yours, and that's pretty rare.
We started in '85.
Yeah.
And it was just supposed to be a goof. We didn't think it was going to last more than 6 months because the approach that we took was, well, we don't look like every other band, so let's just be whoever we want. So we went out and we insult the club owner or talk about how shitty the parking lot was or how the load-in was. We insulted the people in the audience and made fun of them, kind of like Don Rickles would, in a loving way. But we didn't care. We didn't care if they fired us that night and we'd never see the place again. And that became kind of the basis of the band's live show.
And what was the playlist in '85?
The playlist in '85, I don't know if you remember a movie called The Big Chill.
Sure.
But The Big Chill had all of that great 60s R&B and that. And that was, they didn't call it classic rock yet.
No, it was still just music.
It was still just what we were doing. So that was our playlist. We were doing stuff from like Wooly Bully to Heard It Through the Grapevine to ZZ Top to Devo. it was like an everything and anything. And then a lot of embarrassing songs like like Secret Agent Man, or later on, Dancing Queen. So we would couple a Dancing Queen with the Doors, LA Woman, and mash it together, and it was two extremes, and people would love it. So we
trying to put it together in my head, but I can get there. Yeah, it's incredible that you just, that you weren't even trying. You were probably anti-trying. You were probably in the best of terms too punk for punk. But
yeah, we were kind of at an age of like, been there, done that. Let's just have fun with this, and it'll make us a tighter band for what was originally an original band. So we were like, oh, let's do this, and it'll tighten us up for the original scene, which eventually that band just folded, fell apart, and the Nerds became priority one. And we were like, all right, well, let's do this for a while, and then it just got bigger and bigger,
That's incredible. And what's the you were the only cover band to sell out where?
Carnegie Hall.
Carnegie Hall.
Yeah, 1992.
That's amazing. That's
that was awesome. The best thing about that gig, we had we had a concert piano, grand piano on stage. We had a sax player who was also pretended to be a conductor. His name was Frank Elmo. I don't know if you recognize the name.
Frank, what's the last name?
Elmo. Frank
yeah, I've heard that name.
Yeah. So we had that. We had a lot of friends who also played it, and just became our show. And the ushers made sure that everybody stayed seated. It was a really uptight scenario. We didn't realize this until we played this song, Paul Simon song called Late in the Evening. And I jumped off the stage into the aisle and started pulling people out to do a conga line. And we did a conga line up and down the rows and aisles of Carnegie Hall. And they were furious. I mean, absolutely furious. And when that was over, they made sure everybody sat the hell down, and that was the end of that. But we had a good time.
But that's so good. I mean, I have bells going off all over the place.
Angus.
Frank Elmo was a.
That's okay.
I knew him from somewhere. We had Frank on the show. Angus just reminded me. I'm thinking to myself, Frank Elmo. Where do I know that name from? Frank. Oh, he was on the show.
Oh, he's played with everybody. He's amazing.
But I think the thing that's so I got all my Friday nighters are now right. They're my remote producers. It's too late, guys. I already screwed it up. Anyway,
I think it's all Angus.
What's that?
I think it's all Angus.
No, it's not. No. All right, but listen. But who said to say hello to you, since we're just driving all over the road, was Keith Crane from the 1910 Fruit Gun Company.
Really?
The drummer.
Wow. Does he knows us, or I know him?
I think you guys know each other probably from from the circuit or whatever. I'm sure you guys have done how that goes, right?
Yeah, 1910 Fruit Gum Company. Damn. 1, 2, 3 red light comes to mind.
Yeah. So anyway, there's so where did it start? I mean, 85. Let's just because now I'm curious. Okay. Because I love originality. I love somebody who's the first one to do something. I love originality. I love forward thinking, and I think I'm sorry that I didn't know more about this when I was back there doing that, because in 85 that was pretty slow time for us. I had actually started another band just in case I got a flat tire. But what was music before 85?
Before 85, the four guys who became the Nerds were doing an original project. And that just wasn't panning out necessarily. It's a very different world, cover band and originals band, especially in New Jersey. So we were attending a barbecue for actually somebody you might know, Gary Seitz, brother of
Yeah,
Jeff.
yeah, Jeff's brother. Sure.
Yeah.
He's
And
been,
at the barbecue, this guy named Steve Tarkanish was there.
I know Steve.
And he approached me and said, "Hey, you know, you got a good band. Why don't you guys, what do you think of this idea? Dress up like nerds and play nothing but black music, you know, for the contrast." And we were like, that sounds like an interesting idea. I don't know about the exclusively black music, but the contrast, the clash of image versus what we were playing was very appealing. So I took it to the guys and I said, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And like, "Yeah, all right, you know, as long as we don't have to move equipment." So that was the number one priority. So everybody was on board. And then I don't know if you remember Sammy Boyd.
Sure.
He booked us on a couple of shows. And we went into the shows with this attitude of like, well, we really don't care one way or the other, but let's have some fun with this. So we're at the first show and we had this stupid choreography worked out for Secret Agent Man. And then we would all turn around and face the audience. Well, we spun around and faced the audience and the guitarist jack came out of the amp. Boom. Everything stops. People start laughing and applauding. We plug in, let's do it again. And we did exactly the same stupid thing again, but this time the jack didn't come out. It was at that moment that we realized we can do no wrong, because the worse that it gets, the more they're going to think it's a bit, right? So we had that. We also had a keyboard player who was with us for the first 10 years. He passed away, but he was an encyclopedia of music. So what would happen very often on stage is people would throw a request out and we would just fake it. And 7 times out of 10, it came out pretty damn good, including Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, wow.
Somebody said, "Play Bohemian Rhapsody." We're like, "Oh, I don't know. How does that, what key is it?" All right, let's try it. And we tried it and it was terrible. It was really a train wreck, but we did the whole thing. And people were like, "Oh, all right, all right." So that kind of became the formula of what we do, is just find songs that are maybe guilty pleasures. Like nobody would admit that they knew 1, 2, 3 Red Light, but let's play a song like that and see what happens. And the more we did that, the more our following was building up. And then it became sort of a culture of people who liked that kind of absurd musical presentation by a bunch of guys dressed in plaid and just terrible hair. And just, I mean, everybody else was wearing leather and open shirts. You know, it was the 80s. We looked like a couple of douchebags. And people,
I love that, man. I'm serious. I mean, I'm really serious. I am sorry. Of course, I was told, you know, what the concept was, but I'm really sorry that I didn't get to see that, because I really am, you know, I'm one of those guys. My motto is, when everybody's lined up at the door doing the same thing, going through the window, and you get in first.
right.
And it's that kind of outside the box thinking that has always attracted me to, you know, to whatever, you know. It's just, if I, as a musician, you know, because I really had, my whole instrument was one big giant thing. I wanted it to be, if you could have it, I didn't want to have that. So I had stuff made, and that was just always been my thing. So I'm not really amazed, because more people like pop music and certainly R&B and, you know, soul and whatever, you know, genres you guys went through, that if it's mixed in with the right other stuff, they can enjoy it without having to feel guilty about it.
Right.
And
and then the other thing that we did was, you know, it would have been easy to just play off of the gimmick and come out with a whiny voice and be nerdy like the Big Bang Theory. But we knew right away that that's not going to play for very long. So that's what we look like, end of story, but this is the music that we play and this is the approach that we take. And that became our thing, rather than just the gimmickiness. Like, you know, there's a lot of other bands around the country that are trying to be nerdy looking like us, but it's not about that. It's about,
I get it, the vibe.
I'm sure you talk to people who, if they're, let's say they're all about boating, right? and they'll talk your ass off for an hour about, oh, this boat does this and it's got this kind of a thing and this kind of a crank. That's a nerd. He may be filthy rich and he's got 10 boats, but when he's talking about it, he's a nerd. Anybody that has that much information about a very, small subject matter.
Well, then that would make every musician on earth a nerd, because you can't, and I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I really don't have a problem with that. The only thing that's a little weird for me with this new uprising of the nerd culture is because I applaud the nerd culture. Without the nerd culture, we certainly wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't be doing, that's for sure. And so I've always been a gadget geek. I mean, I don't know if you remember all the way back to when the watch that you shook your wrist and it lit up red and told you the time. The minute I saw that, I had to have one of those.
Sure.
So it's just, and I don't know if it's geeky or nerdy, but I think it's great that you found an equalizer that kind of made everybody. Because I'm sure your audience was as diverse as your playlist.
Yeah.
So
the guys weren't afraid to bring the girlfriends out.
Well, okay, there's that.
They weren't looking at us.
There's that. Hey, listen, you know what? That's a good thing, right? Because around my band, I think they were certainly scared to bring their girlfriends out. But that's another story. So what was the arc of the band? I mean, I know you're still playing now, right? But there had to be a major high point, and what was the arc of the success?
Well, the arc of the band, I would say, would start with 1992 Carnegie Hall. After that, there was so much press and so much media on why did this band play Carnegie Hall. We were on TV, we were on Howard Stern's show, we played Stuttering John's wedding, so there was all kinds of, and all of these things kind of happened like over the next couple of years. And then just the crowds and the amount of people coming in. So I would say that lasted and has continued to kind of keep going, but a good 20 years. And then it just kind of plateaued after that. Then it's just, now what it is people who were 21 years old seeing us at the Jersey Shore back then are now 41 years old, and they're bringing their kids to see us at the Jersey Shore now.
So that makes sense.
So we had this cool multi-generational thing happening. Yeah.
So how did Carnegie Hall happen? I mean, do we hire Carnegie Hall and sell tickets, or do we have a promoter come and play? And how did that happen?
Yeah. How do you get to Carnegie Hall?
Practice.
Pay the freight. Pay the freight. Yeah, Carnegie Hall at the time was doing renovations outside. So it was completely surrounded by scaffolding and stuff like that. So they were trying to get acts in to fill these voids. Our manager at the time, Steve, saw a fantastic opportunity to put us in there and let's see how ticket sales go. And ticket sales went really well, especially in July of the summer of '92.
Yeah, tough to
off the shore and into New York City was something all by itself.
That's amazing. Man, bravo! I think that's awesome. And is it all the same original guys?
It's been all the same original guys, except the keyboard player. He's been in for the last 26 years, so he's the
so he's a new guy.
Yeah,
new guy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you'll get used to him soon.
Yeah,
No, that's great. No, that's real. It's a great story, and I'm sure Angus sent you the questions. The big career-defining questions, right?
Yep.
And did he tell you about Free for All Friday?
I don't remember.
Okay, so it's a lot for him to remember. Two things. Anybody who's ever been on the show ever,
right?
Welcome to use the same key and get in on a Friday, and you never know who's going to be in the room. So you're absolutely welcome to join us any Friday.
Yes, he did tell me about that.
Oh, wow. He's getting better, Alan.
Good boy.
And this Friday is we're having a New Year's Eve party.
Okay.
Because it's New Year's Eve. And we're celebrating with the people in the Azores because they're one of the only 3 places that when it's 8 o'clock our time, it'll be midnight their time.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to celebrate. So, you're welcome. It's, BYOB, but outside of that.
I'll be gigging in Morristown.
Cool. Oh, you're gigging. Oh. Where? Well, let's before I jump to a commercial, tell us about gigging in Morristown.
We're doing New Year's Eve at the Homestead in Morristown. It's a new place. I think they opened it up about a year or something ago. It's the size of a barn in the center of town, and we played there for Halloween and another night, and there've been like 1,000 people in there. It's nuts. Morristown is nuts.
Man, like the old days.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing on New Year's Eve.
Okay,
That's
well,
excellent,
that's
man. That's great. Well, we'll post that for you.
Yeah, the Homestead.
The Homestead in Morristown.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. And what? So, all right. So then, you don't have to pin it down, but give me an idea of what the set list might be on New Year's Eve.
Well, we'll probably open up with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra tune, and then it's a lot of rock, a lot of Guns N' Roses, Stones, ZZ Top, a lot of newer stuff. Stupid things like "Take on Me" from the '80s, and it's just a mix. There's no set list ever. We kind of call the nights as they go. We do the same thing with weddings and the corporates. Depending on what's happening on the dance floor, you either keep them on for another song or two, or you dump it. And
I love you guys, man. I really, I'm sorry I missed it.
You can still come out. We do the pony, every couple of months, and that's always great.
Yeah, you know what? We've made the leap, and I look, maybe someday when it's safe again.
Uh-huh.
But right now, I'm happy out here.
Yeah, we're in Fort Myers, Florida.
4,000 miles.
Oh, nice.
Here. Yeah.
I was just down in where was I? Hilton Head. And it was just nice to get out of the weather, and then we're heading out to Panama City in a few weeks.
Oh, okay. Panhandle.
Mm-hmm.
Miami and
Hilton Head, man. I went on on absolutely the best vacation of my life off of Hilton Head to a place called Defusky Island. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Oh man, I won't bore you with the details. It's you have to. They don't allow cars on the island. It's a whole thing. It's awesome, and
you ride around in golf carts.
Yeah, you ride around in golf carts because there's no cars allowed on the island, and if you don't keep your cart charged and you get lost somewhere, there's no lights, and you're just on an island.
Nice. Sounds like a vacation.
Oh, it was great. Well, it also has 3 championship golf courses on it too, but it's just the whole experience was amazing. The whole thing.
I like it down there. We were down there for a few days. I had lunch and dinner 3 times. Excuse me. Shrimp and grits. Now, if you eat shrimp and grits in South Carolina and you come back and you get blood work done, guess what? Your cholesterol is through the roof.
Yeah, well, yeah. I know a little bit I don't know about the cholesterol, but I know a little bit about the potential danger of that particular cuisine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Cracker Barrel.
No, nothing wrong with Cracker Barrel at all, but we're going to get there. Anyway, listen, I'm going to play this quick commercial. I will come back. We will do the questions. We will talk about whatever we have left, and we'll see you in a minute, okay?
Cool. All right.
Most of you know I live in Southwest Florida now, and one of my favorite places to grab a bite to eat is Jason's Deli. Scott and Diana Willis have been in business here for over 20 years. The truth is, Jason's Deli has bigger choices of better food. You can eat healthy and enjoy the taste of quality ingredients. They're open 7 days a week for dine-in, pick-up, or deli delivery. With 4 convenient locations from Naples to Cape Coral, Florida, they are a must-try. Jason's Deli, where all good things come from wholesome ingredients. And Bradley's Jewelers in South Fort Myers. Diamonds, bridal, you name it. Estate, custom design, and expert repair. Bradley's Jewelers, South Fort Myers. They specialize in amazing moments.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, Bradley's. Yeah, so if you need some diamonds, if you need some diamonds or a sandwich, let me know. I'll get you hooked up.
Okay, so time for the questions.
So yes, yeah. Let me, and it's interesting. When I did, first of all, thank you, for coming on. This is, I really am going to look into your history a little bit, just because that was such an important time in music history. That whole 70s and 80s thing. It was just so So I'll do my homework a little bit about you guys, and we'll do this again. But you're welcome any Friday night.
I'm definitely going to check into that. Absolutely.
Yeah, this Friday, like you said, you're gigging, but we'll be here, and Angus will knock on your door, and we'll remind you. So so I came up with this questionnaire because when I decided to do the show, I just kind of threw my hat into the ring. It wasn't like I had always wanted to be a talk show host. That's the last thing I want to be. What I wanted to try to do was recreate that thing that happens when you run into your friends in another band in a dressing room that you haven't seen for years or months or decades or whatever, and that conversation, right? Oh, this is our bass player, Jim, man. Hey, Jim, how you doing? Yeah, how long you been in the band? 20 years. Oh, yeah, I haven't seen these guys in like 35. It's that. And so I was trying to create that atmosphere. I tried to do it with the sound, with the, I didn't want to wear headphones. I didn't want to do that whole thing. I wanted it to feel like we were hanging out just talking about stuff. Mm-hmm. And so, But then what happens, this is going back a year and a half, the frickin' shows started being like 2 hours long. And I was getting kicked off by Zoom. And so, I tried to tighten it all up. So I figured, well, maybe I should ask the questions like they do on television. Well,
yeah. Okay.
So it's not what's your favorite curse word, but, I thought that, it also gives us additional things to discuss, like your guitar back there. But, okay. So you ready?
Ready.
You sure?
Positive. I'm ready with the curse word question.
What is it, by the way?
Douchebag.
Ooh, I like douchebag.
That has so much local character that when you hear it in a TV show or a movie, you go like, wait a minute, do I know this guy?
Right, exactly. There you can almost see a pizzeria or a deli, right? And you can hear them. They say it with the accents of douchebag. It's like It's almost like throwing a rock into a lake off a cliff.
Oh yeah, George Carlin gave us that one on an album.
Yeah. Oh yeah, okay, well, yeah, no, that's a good one. Okay, but that's really not the question.
No.
But I'm glad to know that, and I will remember that for a long time. Hey, douchebag, remember me?
Right.
Anyway, Happy New Year. No, you guys have done some traveling. You've done some playing, some time on the road. It's got to be a restaurant that when you're going back to New Mexico, I can't wait to eat at the Santa Fe Choke House. Favorite restaurant on the road?
Well, whenever I'm in the Fort Myers area, Jason's is my top pick.
Yeah?
How's that?
Right.
It's as good an answer as I could ever.
My favorite restaurant is in Santa Fe, New Mexico, called Tia Sophia's. Me and the guitarist found ourselves out there one time, and it was the first time that I ate huevos rancheros.
Oh, yeah.
Best in the world. Best in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Good one.
That's a good one.
That's a real good one.
I thought he was going to say Cracker Barrel.
No, but it'll do in a pinch.
They make a hell of a biscuit. Or 10.
A hell of a biscuit.
We love Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. I mean, and we have one not far down the road from us here. I can't even think the last time we were there, or anywhere for that matter, but we won't go there.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
All right.
Now, I already know that there's no set list, okay?
Right.
But no matter what, somebody's got to call a song that you, when you hear them call it out, it's like, yes, we're going to play that. I love playing this song. What's that song?
Well, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh,
Really?
Time and time again, we've been playing it forever. And even though we've been playing it forever, when it comes on the radio and I turn the volume up and my wife says, haven't you heard this song enough times? Like, no, I can never hear that song enough times or play it enough times. It's my absolute favorite.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah.
That's a great song. And
I
who
know
usually
which one I
calls?
hate?
Yeah, well, yeah, I was going to say who usually calls out the songs, but yeah, that's next.
Me. It's me. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, when you hear yourself call out this song.
Okay, the one that I hate, Jesse.
Well, you can hate it, you can be tired of it, you can be, have like groove burn, whatever it's not your favorite, it's your least favorite song at this particular moment.
It's got to be the all-time worst, Jesse's Girl.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay, that's a first.
Can't stand it. Could never stand it. It's one of the most requested stupid songs that there is, and I cannot stand it. But we'll play it.
But I'll bet you do it good.
They're really good. But every time I play it, a little more piece of my soul goes to the devil.
I get that. I'll tell you what. I was in a rock band once. I was in a rock
A couple of
band.
them.
Yes, several. But in Rat Race, I don't remember how this happened. It probably had something to do with somebody's underage girlfriend. But we wound up learning Rock the Casbah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no, it's not. It's just not okay. But we played it, and it's like, if you're going to lay claim to I can play anything, but
Steve don't like it.
Yeah, but see, there's a big difference
Yeah,
between
Steve
I
don't
can
like
play
it.
anything or I will play anything. So, it's,
Yeah.
anyway. I'm feeling frisky tonight. It's been one of those nights. Okay, so all right, that works. Jesse's Girl. I bet if Jesse's Girl was here, you wouldn't say that, though. Okay. So now I see the guitar in the background. So we're going to count out guitar. Your main instrument, bass. Always.
Bass. Yeah.
And how did that happen? Just out of curiosity.
Like every other bass player. Somebody said, we need a bass player. And at that point, that guy said, what's a bass player? And then you became a bass player.
That's what happened to John.
Really? Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened to John Entwistle.
Yeah.
No, I played guitar since I was 6. And then when I was 13, started playing a little bit more. Some friends of mine they had a band, but they didn't have a bass player. But I had a basement and a bass. And so I became the bass player because of my basement.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you had all the bases covered.
Like that.
Well, it's interesting because the bass player, singer in Rat Race, didn't migrate from anywhere else. He wanted to be a bass player.
He migrated from.
I didn't even know what that was.
What's that? What?
A bass player. I didn't even know what a bass was. Yeah.
Well, this was in the 60s when we, in the early 60s, and I think he bought a 62 Precision or still has a 62 Precision, something like that. It's been years, but yeah, I mean, he played accordion, and we had a kid band together when we were like 12 or 13 or whatever it was. It was, before the Beatles even. And then when rock and roll happened and the Beatles, that whole change happened, he just knew he wanted to play bass. Yeah, so, some guys are just drawn to it. But okay. So if bass is off the table, cannot play bass, but you can play any other instrument in the world, anything, gong, timpanis, Zulu ice bells, and shred at it, what would it be?
Well, If I had my choice, first of all, it would depend on the kind of a band, but I would play congas in a Latin band.
Yep. Oh.
I'm very good at it.
You are very good at it?
Very good at it. Yes.
No, that's not allowed.
No, well, that's
You
not
can't,
his
no,
main
if you're
instrument.
already very good at it, it has to be taken out of the equation.
Oh. Well, then trumpet.
But just hold it right there, just because I get that totally. I love Latin percussion.
I grew up with that, so yeah.
So okay, but that's out. So now pick again.
Then it would have to be the trumpet. I don't know how to play it, but it's an exciting instrument.
Yeah, it really is. When you play, when those great salsa players just rip into that thing, man.
Yeah.
That's a good choice. Okay, that works for me.
And it's a small case. You can put it in the overhead and make $500 a night.
You're sure right about that. And if the power goes out, you're still good.
Good.
That's the only byproduct to drums is that we don't need the power, but
Now you need a van.
yeah, well, and roadies.
Yeah. God bless him. Right?
I hope he has. I do hope he has. Okay, so now this is the big one, and this is fun for me when I wanted to, bring the whole thing down to its, common denominator. If you could play one live show, just one, not only one more, but one live show with anybody or any combination of guys, living or dead, who would it be?
The Brian Setzer Orchestra.
Wow. Really?
That's why the Gretsch.
Oh, okay. So, who did we have on from that played with Brian Setzer? Was it I remember it was what's his name? Your favorite?
My favorite?
Yeah.
My favorite?
Oh, come on! I'm gonna do some acid and walk the dog.
David Prater.
Nah, yeah.
David Prater.
Yeah, David Prater.
Do some acid and walk the dog.
Well, I just. Not that that's an
He
actual
was in
quote.
Brian Setzer's.
I think he was the one who played with Brian Setzer. Yeah. Am I right or am I wrong? Do you know?
Oh, no.
No, that's
Don't know.
Tommy Burns.
Tommy.
No, that's Billy Joel.
That's no, and it's not Dave. I'll have to
But
look.
wasn't it Brian Setzer?
It was Brian Setzer.
Okay. I don't know.
We'll get back to you.
Do some acid and walk the dog.
Tommy Burns played with us a bunch of times out at Mulcahy's.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know Tommy, but I understand he's a pretty good guitar player. So
Yeah.
got a nice gig, and people speak very highly of him.
Yes.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it was mushrooms.
Oh, it was mushrooms.
Yeah, and walk the dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not Tommy Burns.
No, not Tommy Burns. David Prater.
Okay, so let's see. We've got you down for Jason's, and the.
No, it's not Jason's.
I'm kidding. I was going to say it was.
It's Tia Sophia's
Yeah.
in Santa Fe.
And hey,
Yeah.
believe there's some good food down that way.
Yeah.
There's some good food down
I
there.
travel for food.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Been to New Orleans 5 times. Food.
I'm from
Really?
New Orleans.
She
Really?
hasn't been to New Orleans 5 times.
Wow, that's a great town.
Oh, trust me.
I was a hostess at Brennan's.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a steak right there. Brennan's steak, Brennan's Bananas Foster.
Yep.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, that's
I
that's.
know how to make it.
Yes. It's amazing. Okay. Did you have when you've been there 5 times? Have you had a real roast beef po' boy?
Yes.
Yeah, we just made some for Christmas.
That's here now. I'll show you a picture. You see, this is how it works in my world.
Well, because we live in Florida and there's not
Yeah,
a lot of good
you
Cajun
couldn't
food.
find a po' boy down here with a gun.
So, what's your favorite place to eat in New Orleans?
The Royal Cafe
The Royal Cafe.
up on Royal. Yeah. They what's this?
That was Roast beef po' boy dressed.
Yeah, dressed. That's hard to see it, I think. But yeah, that's our Christmas meal. You do it in a slow cooker, and then you just put, then it's just mayonnaise and whatever. It's stupid good.
The Royal Cafe, and also if it's still there, Ralph and Kaku's, which made an amazing blackened redfish, and that's not salmon. I found out.
No,
so I came back to Jersey, and I'm like, "Yeah, you got any redfish?" And like, you mean like salmon? Like, no, redfish. I think it's like maybe a snapper. I don't know, but it's down in the Gulf. It's in New Orleans. No, we don't have that here. So I had to go back to New Orleans.
That's where Lynn and I went with Mickey Hart and Bill Kreutzmann.
That was not a far crawl from Brennan's.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I had never been there before, and Lori's from there, and so, I don't know, 40 years ago, I took a trip down there, and I'm from New York, so if I see people drinking in the street, it's only a matter of 90 seconds till somebody gets shot. And I am like freaking, because these people are all over, they're playing instruments, they're screaming, and it's like Tuesday night in the middle of October. What could this possibly be? I've never seen anything like it. Heard about it, but
first time I went was in the middle of September, and every night was like a Saturday night. And telling my friend of mine, like, what this is crazy. Like you said, it's a Tuesday night. I mean, Tuesday night, New York City's jazz night. Other than that, there's nothing going on. Down there, Tuesday night, everything was going on.
Every night's Tuesday night.
That's why
every morning's Tuesday night.
In high school, I would tell my parents I was going to the library, and I'd go to the Quarter.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, all you had to do was grab one of the White Tiger guys and have him show you around.
White Tiger?
Yeah, no. She knew the zebra guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Was White Tiger from there?
Yes.
Oh, you didn't know the White Tiger is?
No, as you said, my ex-boyfriend was in Zebra.
Yeah. So there's that.
Yeah, there's that.
So anyway, man, we got to see you on a Friday. Come in, have a very, very happy, successful, and safe New Year's gig, Morristown, and we'll post it on the show. And I hope you had a good time. I did.
Cool. Well, thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Been a pleasure.
Have a great gig on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, have a great New Year's gig, man. Stay safe out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're all good.
All right. And what do you think you'll open with on Friday night?
What's that?
What are you going to open with on Friday night?
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
There you go. Right, okay. Well, have a great one, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you soon. Thanks again.
All right, bye-bye.
Take care. And so there you go, the Nerds.
Yeah.
That was great.
He was great.
But I mean, that blows my mind, that well, it doesn't really blow my mind at all. I mean, obviously some things are meant to be. But the fact that Steve Tarkanish came up with, in essence, the idea for that, and the fact that, that somebody gives somebody else credit for something, how cool is that? But that they ran with it and turned it into something, that's freaking amazing.
And Steve Tarkanish still is involved, yeah.
Yeah. He's involved? I thought he was the agent.
He's the agent.
Okay.
So there's that.
Then it's time to go downtown with the agent man.
Okay, so tomorrow night.
So tomorrow night it's
Anything Goes Wednesday.
ATG Wednesday with just us, and we will have something for you. So we have no idea what it'll be, but then again, either do you. So I hope you had a good time tonight. Well, where's the theme? Cue the theme music.
Yes. And if you're in Morristown, New Jersey.
Yeah, go see the Nerds.
Yes, at the Homestead.
Go see the Nerds at the Homestead. Big place. You'll have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And we already know what they're going to open with, so get there early. And if I don't see you in the future, I will see you in the past.
Good night, everybody.
See you tomorrow.